Have you ever looked at a fossil and thought, that T-Rex would have looked fabulous in a top hat? Well, today, we're digging into a past that never was. A time when colossal creatures craved more than just their next meal. We're talking about an era of prehistoric prestige. A time when dinosaurs wore diamonds. Picture this, the late Cretaceous period about 66 million years ago. But forget the swampy, primitive landscape you've seen in movies. In our alternate timeline, the world was a glittering spectacle. The continents were dotted with sprawling, opulent nests, built not from mud and twigs, but from polished obsidian and shimmering quartz. Herds of triceratops didn't just roam the plains, they paraded. Each one sported custom-fitted frills, adorned with geodes that caught the sunlight in a dazzling display of purple and blue. They were the original fashionistas, their three horns polished to a mirror shine, often capped with gleaming amber. Now, you might be wondering, where did all this bling come from? The source of this immense wealth was the Great Volcanic Forge. Instead of spewing boring old lava, these volcanoes erupted with a treasure trove of precious gems. Diamonds the size of coconuts, rubies as red as a fresh kill, and sapphires as deep as the primordial oceans. Dinosaurs learned to mine these treasures, not with tools, but with their incredible natural abilities. The powerful jaws of a Tyrannosaurus rex could crack open a geode with a single precise bite, while the long necks of the Brachiosaurus allowed them to pluck shimmering crystals from the highest, most inaccessible cliffs. Society was surprisingly complex. The undisputed king of this glittering world was, of course, the T-Rex. But not just any T-Rex. We're talking about Tyrannosaurus Reginald I. Reginald wasn't just a predator. He was a tycoon. His roar didn't just signal dominance. It announced the opening of the stock market. His nest, a colossal structure carved into the side of a mountain, featured a walk-in closet filled with necklaces made of shark teeth, each tooth encrusted with tiny, sparkling diamonds. His most prized possession? A single, flawless, pear-cut diamond worn on a thick, golden chain around his mighty neck. It was known as the Meteor's Tear. Life was a constant gala. The velociraptors, clever and quick, were the event planners of the Cretaceous. They'd organize lavish parties in fern-filled valleys, illuminated by the glow of bioluminescent fungi. The finest fermented berries served in hollowed-out ammonite shells. And the main course, well, let's just say the less fortunate dinosaurs didn't get an invitation. The pterodactyls were the couriers, soaring through the skies, delivering invitations etched onto large, iridescent leaves. They wore aviator goggles, fashioned from polished obsidian and leather, of course. The herbivores had their own brand of luxury. The gentle giants, the Argentinos, were patrons of the arts. They would commission vast murals, painted with berry juice and colored clay, onto the sides of cliffs. These artworks depicted legendary hunts and epic migrations, all rendered in stunning detail. Their social gatherings were more like sophisticated garden parties. An ankylosaurus might show up, its armored back plated not just with bone, but with polished gold and silver. Its tail club, a formidable, jewel-studded mace. It wasn't just for defense. It was a status symbol. But where there is wealth, there is also drama. The diamond markets were a hotbed of intrigue. Campsognathus, small and often overlooked, were the information brokers. They'd scuttle between the legs of the giants, gathering gossip and selling secrets for the price of a small, flawed emerald. Did you hear that the Stegosaurus family lost their fortune in a bad bet on a volcanic eruption? Or that a young iguanodon was seen flaunting a sapphire that looked suspiciously like one stolen from a pterodactyl's private collection? The scandals were endless. The seas were no different. The Mosasaurus, the great aquatic lizard, ruled its underwater kingdom from a palace of coral and pearl. It hoarded treasures from ancient shipwrecks that hadn't even happened. Yet a paradox. I know, but we're talking about diamond-wearing dinosaurs. So let's just go with it. Its teeth were often capped in gold, and it demanded a tribute of the shiniest abalone shells from all who swam in its domain. This golden age was a marvel of surreal splendor. Dinosaurs weren't just surviving, they were living. They had ambitions, rivalries, and a deep appreciation for the finer things in life. Imagine a young Diplodocus practicing its elegant walk, trying to perfect the tail swing that would show off the row of emeralds embedded along its spine. It was a world of fabulous, fierce, and frankly, hilarious contradictions. But as we all know, all good things must come to an end. The court astrologers, a council of wise old Archaeopteryx, began to notice a disturbance in the heavens. A new star, brighter than any other, had appeared in the sky. It grew larger each night. Reginald I, in his arrogance, saw it as a good omen, a celestial jewel sent to honor his reign. He commissioned a new crown, even grander than the last, to welcome the heavenly diamond. The other dinosaurs were not so sure. The markets faltered. There was an unease in the air that no amount of glitter could cover up. The day the asteroid arrived, the sky turned a fiery orange. The light glinted off millions of gems, creating a final, blindingly beautiful and tragic light show. The meteor's tear on Reginald's neck seemed to weep in the face of its cosmic cousin. And just like that, the age of prehistoric luxury was over. The diamonds, rubies, and gold were buried under layers of ash and sediment, waiting millions of years to be rediscovered by a new, less-scaled species that would find them, and without knowing their glamorous history, place them in museums. So, the next time you see a diamond in a jewelry store, or a fossil in a museum, take a moment. Let your imagination run wild. Think of Reginald, the T-Rex, polishing his favorite necklace. Think of the Triceratops parade, a rainbow of glittering frills. It's a silly thought, but it reminds us that history is a story, and sometimes the most entertaining stories are the ones we make up. It puts a whole new spin on the term fossil fuels, doesn't it? It's more like fossil jewels. If you enjoyed this trip into the absurd, please hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations of history, both real and imagined. Let me know in the comments what kind of prehistoric luxury you think your favorite dinosaur would have enjoyed. The affair may end, but the elegance lingers.